What if everything you thought about the universe was wrong? Since childhood, we've been taught that the cosmos is vast, filled with stars, planets, and possibly other forms of life. But what if, in reality, the universe is a dangerous place where silence isn't a coincidence, but a necessity? The dark forest hypothesis suggests that any advanced civilization daring to reveal itself might be signing its own death sentence. The idea is unsettling. If intelligent life exists out there, why hasn't anyone responded to us? Maybe the answer is simple. Those who exposed themselves were eliminated before they could warn others. And the worst part, we, humans, have been broadcasting our existence for over a century without knowing who or what might be listening. We may be about to find out if the strategy was a fatal mistake. The wow signal, the Fermi Paradox, and the Drake equation are just a few clues that force us to ask, are we truly alone, or are we simply surrounded by civilizations that have already learned that silence is the only way to survive? What was a wow signal? On August 15, 1977, a radio telescope picked up something that left scientists speechless. A strong, precise, and inexplicable signal coming from the Sagittarius constellation at a frequency of 1,420 megahertz. The same frequency emitted by hydrogen, the most abundant element in the universe. Astronomer Jerry Emmons, stunned, circled the reading and wrote next to it, "Wow!" Since then, no one has been able to explain its origin. Was it a civilization trying to make contact? Or just a meaningless cosmic echo? The mystery remains. If it were just a natural phenomenon, it should have repeated itself. But we never heard anything like it again. Imagine being in a dark room and hearing someone knock on the door, but when you open it, there's no one there. That completely changes your perception of reality. Is the universe silent because it's empty, or because something or someone wants it to stay that way? This event only deepens the need to rethink cosmic communication. After all, if an advanced civilization wanted to stay hidden, it could send short, subtle signals, exactly like the wow signal. Maybe they tried talking to us and, realizing we didn't respond, simply moved on. And this leads us to an even bigger question. With so many stars and planets, why haven't we found anyone yet? That is the core of the Fermi Paradox. The Drake equation. Imagine trying to guess how many people are inside a mall without being able to enter, just by listening to sounds and analyzing the parking lot. That's basically what Frank Drake did in 1961 when he created his famous equation. He tried to estimate how many intelligent civilizations might exist in the Milky Way, considering factors like the rate of star formation and the probability of life evolving into conscious beings. The result? Anywhere between 0 and millions. The uncertainty of so many variables makes the calculations fascinating, but highly speculative. If we take into account the staggering number of planets in our galaxy, billions of them, it's hard to believe we're alone. But if life has so many chances to exist, where's everyone? It's as if we arrived too early to the party, or too late, when everyone was already gone. Or maybe they are here, but simply don't want to be seen. The Drake equation doesn't give us a definite answer, but it forces us to confront a dilemma. The vastness of the universe makes loneliness an unsettlingly real possibility. If the universe is full of civilizations, there must be a reason we haven't found any yet. Some say we just haven't looked properly. Others believe they are hiding for a reason. The physicist Enrico Fermi posed a question that no one could answer. If there are so many habitable worlds, where is everybody? And that's how the Fermi Paradox was born. The Fermi Paradox. Imagine walking into a crowded football stadium, but for some reason, no one is speaking or making any noise. You know thousands of people are there, yet it feels like silence is a universal rule. That's the dilemma of the Fermi Paradox. If the Milky Way has billions of planets in habitable zones, and if intelligent life can emerge on any of them, why haven't we detected any clear signs of their existence? Are we the exception, or is there something we're missing? One of the most chilling hypotheses suggests that advanced civilizations don't want to be found. Imagine a group of explorers venturing into a dense jungle searching for wildlife. If the animals perceive them as a threat, their first reaction is total silence and camouflage. What if the same principle applies to intelligent civilizations? Maybe they know something we don't, a cosmic danger that makes exposure a fatal mistake. And this brings us to an even more intriguing possibility. What if the universe is like a dark and dense forest, where silence is the only way to survive? This concept is known as the dark forest hypothesis, and it could completely change the way we think about the search for intelligent life. The dark forest hypothesis. Imagine being in a forest at night. You know there are predators nearby, but you can't see them. What do? You stay quiet, hide, and hope that no one notices your presence. Now, apply this concept to the universe. If advanced civilizations exist out there, why does none of them reveal themselves? The dark forest hypothesis suggests that silence is a survival strategy. Revealing your location could be a fatal mistake. If a civilization exposes itself, it might attract unknown enemies. Even on our own planet, when a less advanced culture encounters a more developed one, the result is rarely peaceful. Just think about what happened to indigenous peoples when they came into contact with European explorers. In the universe, the gap in development could be even more extreme. A civilization thousands of years ahead of us might see us as ants. And does an ant stand any chance against a human with a magnifying glass? This makes us wonder, what if this competition for survival is a universal instinct? If cosmic resources are limited, advanced civilizations may view other forms of life as potential threats. This could explain why we've never detected anything. But what if some species, instead of hiding, choose to strike first to ensure their own survival? That thought leads us to an even deeper question. Could the struggle for resources be a key factor in the fate of every civilization? What about the expansion and limited resources? Human history is marked by conflicts over resources. From ancient tribes fighting over land to modern wars over oil, competition has always been present. Now, imagine the same dynamic applied to the universe. If advanced civilizations exist, they might see the cosmos as a giant battlefield where survival depends on eliminating the competition. Expansion and destruction could go hand in hand, and those who hesitate might not last long. Think of a strategy game like chess or even an RTS, real-time strategy, game like StarCraft. In a competitive environment, staying still means losing. The most successful civilizations might be those that expand quickly and eliminate potential rivals before they become threats. This could explain why we don't see signs of life. Any technologically advanced society might have been wiped out before they could make themselves known. Now, let's put this into the perspective of humanity. For over a century, we've been broadcasting signals into space, revealing our position. We're acting like a lost animal in the jungle, screaming for anyone to hear. But what if that scream is alerting cosmic predators? This question isn't just theoretical. We are actively exposing ourselves in a way that could be dangerous. And this forces us to rethink what it really means to announce our existence to the universe. But is humanity exposing itself? For over 100 years, our radio and television signals have been spreading into space, like a cosmic beacon announcing, "We are here." At first, no one thought these signals could travel far, but today, we know that any advanced civilization with the right equipment could detect them. We are waving at the universe without knowing who or what might be watching. Are we being reckless? If the dark forest hypothesis is true, this behavior could be a fatal mistake. Imagine being in a jungle full of predators, and instead of hiding, you light a giant bonfire to attract attention. Some civilizations might ignore our signals. Others might see us as an interesting experiment. But there's a real possibility that some won't have friendly intentions. The universe might be a hostile place, where the weakest disappear before they even understand what's happening. This is a real dilemma. We keep transmitting, sending messages, and even launching space probes with information about humanity. But are we playing cosmic Russian roulette with our own existence? Some civilizations might have chosen silence as a survival strategy, avoiding any risk. And that brings up an even more chilling thought. What if the silence of the cosmos isn't a coincidence, but a deliberate choice? Silence as a strategy. In a survival game, the loudest one doesn't always win. More often, it's the one who stays quiet and observes that has the best chance of survival. In the universe, this principle might be taken to the extreme. If advanced civilizations have learned that exposure means risk, then it makes sense for them to remain absolutely silent. The absence of signals might not mean we're alone, but rather that everyone has learned the same lesson. Staying hidden is the safest strategy. Think about animals in nature. Chameleons camouflage to avoid predators. Small fish swim in schools to avoid attracting individual attention. And even humans know when silence is essential to avoid danger. If primitive species on Earth have already developed these survival mechanisms, why wouldn't we expect advanced civilizations to do the same? Maybe they know something we are still ignorant of, a hidden threat that makes any attempt at contact a fatal mistake. If this is the case, it might already be too late for us. We've been shouting into the universe for long enough that anyone within range knows we're here. But what if a signal had already been sent to us long ago by someone who took the risk? The wow signal might have been exactly that. A final attempt at contact before civilization was silenced forever. What if the wow signal wasn't just a random cosmic event, but a distress call? A final message sent by a civilization that, shortly after, was erased from existence? The fact that we have never received a similar signal again might be the most disturbing clue of all. If someone tried to communicate with us, they may have been intercepted before they could try again. And what if the response we never sent ended up costing them everything? Imagine a castaway on a deserted island who, before being swept away by the tide, leaves a single message in a bottle asking for help. If no one finds a message in time, he disappears without a trace. In the universe, distances are colossal and timescales are unimaginable. A civilization may have spent thousands of years trying to establish contact, and by the time they finally succeeded, it was already too late. The silence that followed could be a sign that something or someone cut off their communication. This raises a crucial question. Should we keep trying to respond, or should we stay silent? Like someone who realizes too late that they have exposed themselves to an unknown danger? The wow signal might have been a warning, a message telling us that we're playing with forces we don't fully understand. But are we really prepared to face the consequences of making contact? If the dark forest hypothesis is correct, then the silence of the universe isn't a mystery. It's a survival strategy. We've been exposing ourselves, sending signals for over a century, but without knowing who or what might be listening. Have we already been noticed? And if, somewhere in the cosmos, advanced civilizations are watching in silence, waiting for the right moment to act? Now think about this. What if the answer to this mystery is hidden within black holes themselves? These strange regions of space defy the laws of physics and swallow everything around them, leaving no trace behind. Some scientists theorize that inside them could be gateways to other universes, or even advanced civilizations that found a way to escape the rules that trap us here. If you want to understand what might be inside a black hole and how it might be connected to the great silence of the universe, check out my previous video, What's Inside a Black Hole? Subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and keep exploring the unknown.